And my idea is if one of them or two of them go abroad and start earning $1,000 or more per month, it will be a sensation in the village. And every girl, tiny girl say, when I grow up, I'll be a nurse and I'll go abroad. I'll send money home so that they don't feel guilty that I'm a daughter. That they are not ashamed of me, they'll be proud of me. So this is the way it can be done. So once we are successful with this nursing college, and we are doing it in collaboration with the Glasgow Caledonian University in Glasgow. When I talked about nursing problems and explained that I'm going to set up a nursing college, the dean of nursing school, she volunteered to become the principal of our nursing college. So she's now in Bangladesh. She's setting it up, and next year, 2012, at the end of 2012, we'll have our first batch of nurses coming out of this college. So we are very happy waiting for that. So these are the problems, and these are the things.
We have time for one more question. Sorry. Anyone over here, Wilson?
Thank you. Well, I'm grown up with the idea that poverty is a structural problem, partly caused by the rulers who rule us. Do you think it's an obsolete idea today?
Also related to?
The idea that it's a structural problem is an obsolete idea.
The way I try to explain poverty, I've been doing it for many years, saying poverty is not the problem of the person who is poor. The poor did not create poverty for himself or herself. Poverty is created by the system that we built. By system, I mean the framework of theory that we have created, concepts that we have created. Those concepts and those frameworks that created the poverty. So in order to eliminate poverty, all you have to do is change those frameworks. If you change those frameworks, change those concepts, nobody will be a poor person. Because there is nothing wrong in the person who we are calling as a poor person. He is as capable as holding all the potential that any human being holds, but he or she doesn't get a chance. You will, nobody else. Don't look at somebody, don't blame anybody. It's you and me. You are in the university or whatever you're doing. You are responsible for it. I'm responsible for it. Pardon me? We are part of it. So there is nothing power structure someplace else. We make this power structure. I said we make it because the way we believe it. That's why we made it. It's convenient for us. So make it inconvenient. So that you don't sit on the power structure anymore. You're on the other side. So that these are the issues. You change the institutions. Like one of the things we tried to do, change institution, is a banking institution. Banking institution doesn't come out and start lending money to other side of this population. So we said, why not? They were explaining it cannot be done. This is their explanation. So we showed it can be done. So what is the excuse now? Why shouldn't the bank lend money?
Thank you.
So this is the way you challenge the system. Otherwise it will never get out of it.
Thank you, Dr. Yunus. I personally have a question regarding social business.
Okay.
It is as such that in Sweden, it's quite popular, the concept of CSR, corporate social responsibility. And being a supportive person of you, I always get questions, what is the difference? What does it mean? Why not corporate social responsibility? Why social business? That's my first question. And the second one is, how do you measure social business success, so to say?
Yeah. Well, the first one is very simple. CSR is kind of an afterthought. After you make a lot of money in your business, people are blaming that you make all the profit, it goes to you, you don't care for the society, so people give you a little bit of guilty feeling about it. So they came up with a kind of response to that. Okay, after we make our profit, we'll give some part of the profit to do good things for people. And that's called CSR. So that's basically is a charity. Basically, it's supposed to be a handout from the People who made money, they are giving it away to other people who need it. Even that is something you can appreciate, that they are doing something for people. But again, businesses are businesses. They come up with business idea. So even that very objective has been compromised by making CSR money as a kind of company promotion money. So it became a publicity money. So again, defeated the whole purpose of CSR. So it's not a business. First of all, CSR is not a business. It's a handout. You promote, for example, a jazz festival. And you put the money to promote, you sponsor jazz festival. So that you put sponsored by such and such company. So that everybody knows, oh, they did a great job, this is a good company for us. But that's not a business. That may be a publicity, that may be love for culture or something else. But social business is a business. You spend money to create that business to solve the problem. So there is a problem in front of you. Unless you solve this, it's not a social business. Unless you get your money back, it's not a social business. So these are the conditions. It has to be sustainable. It has to solve the problem. Then your next question comes, how do you measure it? For example, I was explaining Grameen Danone, this will reduce malnutrition among children. If Grameen Danone goes on selling their product, then you find out that nothing happened to the children. They are still the same malnourished. Then this is not a social business. They tried, but they were not successful, so it's not a social business. So you have to have proof complete, because CEO of a commercial company or a traditional business company has to report to the board every year how much profit they made this year. And he will be applauded because he made lots of money. He will be criticized if he makes lost money, a little money. So that is his test, whether he's successful as a CEO or a company is successful as a company, how much money you made this year. That is your success. In social business, what is the report he gives to his board? He said, this year, X number of children got out of malnutrition. That's his test. And the board will say, this is a good thing, but can you double it next year? So that double the number can get out. What do you need to do? Can we make some decisions which you need so that you can double that number? Then the CEO say, okay, if you support, I can expand my capacity, I can reduce the number of malnourished children, so I'll expand that. So this is how the difference is. One is looking at the money part of it, profit part of it, other is looking for the part of the impact part of it, what impact you make. If you don't know how to measure impact, then you can't evaluate what you have done. Like if you don't know how much profit you make, then nobody knows what happens to this company. So you have to know precisely how much money you make. And you declare it, you announce it, this is the profit that we made, this is before tax profit, this is after tax profit, and all kinds of stories. Similarly, in a social business, you have to report to your board what impact you have made, how did you measure, is that measure dependable, is this something that's scientifically valid, and all this stuff.
Thank you. Can I just end this session with a request of a few words from you on how the youth, what do we do? What's the next step to support you and your work and your idea of poverty alleviation?
Well, it doesn't have to be my idea, it's your idea too. It has to be your idea. First of all, if you're thinking as a Bangladeshi community here, if you're thinking about Bangladesh, which you always do, you worry about Bangladesh, you always want to know what's happening. And you feel that, oh, I'm not home, I can't do that. Today, that feeling doesn't have any meaning. Because what you do at every moment, your folks back home know everything, and you know everything what's happening back home. Many of you read our newspaper before we read our newspapers, because it's already available to you, and then you read it and so on. We didn't have time yet, we have not looked at it, but you have done it. You do it very passionately, very seriously, you read all those things. So the distance part of it is becoming clear. So what you want to do, you cannot say, because of distance I cannot do that. As I was explaining, and everybody has talked here, where the doctor lives doesn't matter to the patient, because the distance is nothing. If I'm a doctor here, I can treat the patient right here in my village, wherever the remote place is. If I'm an engineer, I can go and explain to them what the technical part of it, how to improve it, whatever I'm trying to do, or the new design for something, or the rainwater harvesting or something like that, because we don't want to drink the arsenic water. So I have access to many more things here because I have a broader community here. I can bring that ideas and things to make it happen. You can design a social business. This will be tremendous contribution to us. If you can design a social business, there will be plenty of us to implement it. Money is not a problem because we can go to a bank, we can go to an investor, we can go to a social business fund. But all we need is a good design so that it addresses the problem that we have in hand. Decide which problem you want to address. We have lots of problems in Bangladesh. Pick one and design a business out of it as a social business. That you have a business to solve the problem. So you can do everything that we do back in Bangladesh. And instead of feeling sorry, feeling unhappy about it, you can be participant in changing everything that we have and be proud that we have done something together. Thank you.